Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept. Today, we're going to have a very serious conversation about what's going on in our entertainment industry right now, and been going on for a while. As you all know, the narrative has always been to control. You know what I mean? To control the narrative, to control the grammar, the speech, everything, the fashion, the things you hear, the things you wear, the things you buy, to cover up what's inside, because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorty's asking where the ball is at. Shorty's holler where the ball is at, right? A lot of our stars know it. I even was listening to a Tupac song earlier. He says it in the song. You know, we're famous because they got us under control. You know what I mean? It's a lot of our stars know, and a lot of us don't know because they're so enamored by the glitz and the glamour that comes with being famous or being a star or whatnot. But what we got to realize is, well, what I realize, and I want to, bring to everybody else's attention, is that a lot of our famous people are under MK Ultra. Yeah, that's right, MK Ultra. It's something that can be done at birth. You know what I mean? They do it to a lot of famous people at birth when they want them to have a certain life goal or life plan, when they have a certain course for a person. They'll, introduce MK Ultra into your life. You know what I mean? Some people, they do it sooner. Some people, they do it later. Some people get it done to them at birth. Some people get it done to them later on in life through whatever methodology or whatever dispersion system they got set in place. Maybe introduce somebody into your life, this, that, all types of shit. This is what they do. This is how they actually set up, your life and the things that go on in your life. Really, it's all theatrics. It's all a movie, right? And the best way to control the movie or control the movie's narrative, if you could control the actors within the movie, correct? So you have people willingly and unwillingly participating in a system, a government, a mental government. You know what I mean? One that's done internally and externally through, mind control methods, MK Ultra methods. For example, I don't know if you ever witnessed this, but or ever been through a situation where, you're going through a lot of things. And I mean, today is evident with social media and everything. It's like you're going through things. And you're posting, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're trying to get your message out there. You're trying to get your point across by any means necessary, right? Besides, going and doing something negative or going to take it out on your city, your loved ones, your family, or whomever, right? And what will happen is, you'll be totally ignored. Nobody will ever entertain anything that you say. It's because the people, the actual internet system that you're looking at is all set up. It's an algorithm program to what you like to look at and what they want to show you. It's like you could think about something or a certain thing and it'll just pop right there. Not only that, if you're going through things in your life, they'll make mockeries of you online, publicly. You know what I mean? This is what they do. They actually put messages in people's mind and things like that using this MK Ultra mind control thing that they do. They can make stars like, okay, I got a natural dimple on my right cheek, right? My daughter got it too. It's a high dimple on my right cheek. So whatever MK Ultra control, had other people do this to their face. Like they'll still facial features. They'll still facial features. They'll still clothing styles or anything from the popular, from people just living their regular everyday life. They'll steal your style, everything, and they'll feed that to a person who's in the limelight. And they'll have them look like they came up with this style or this, way of wearing their clothes or this way of looking or saying things or anything. But for real, it's fed to them by the people who's in control. And we all know who that is. I'm not going to keep going into it. We all know who do the MK Ultra shit and all that type of stuff, right? And it's done for control. And it's been done for control for a long time in this way. You know what I mean? I don't know when the shift happened. When it start being a suggestive mind control to a more internal mind control. Because when the people who carried these type of methodologies came about, we knew nothing of this. So they started off with the suggestive mind control. You know what I mean? They got schools in England and all overseas to learn how to control people. And this is where, a lot of our forefathers and things come from. This is where they get a lot of their education. This is why they're able to come over here and manipulate their way from nothing to something, rags to riches, because they know all the key phrases and all the key terms and things like that to say to make a person listen. This is why you have certain songwriters, because you can write a song, right? You yourself can write a song, but it's the wording. It's the wording and it's the phrasing that'll take that song and make it become more popular when it is. Let's dive even deeper, right? The song could be poopity scoop. It could be a dookie ass song, right? No offense, Kanye, but it could be a dookie ass song, right? And they could sit up there, because MK Ultra is out there, right? They could sit up there and make, the populace, society like your music. They can make society like your music, even though it's not really appealing in any way. Years down the line, people be like, wow, I can't believe anybody. But they can actually make your music liked just through mere suggestion or through mere MK Ultra mind techniques. You know what I mean? And it's all about repetition as well. It's like hypnotizing someone, right? If a person hears your sound for long enough, they're going to start to like it, build a certain tolerance to it, especially if it's something that's agreeable, that they agree with, that's agreed upon by society in general. Then it's going to become a hit, a smash, especially when they want it to become so. Back to what I was saying about the city and how people see what you're going through and see what's happening, in the inner city, and it's ignored. See, that type of stuff. And I mean, sorry for the brief interruption. I had to take a break. I had to get my thoughts together real quick. But even outside of the music industry, even in everyday life, you know what I mean? They affect everything. If they want you to become a trash truck driver, more than likely that's what you'll do. They can guide and direct what a person's child, what a person's household life is like with these techniques. I'm glad to see a lot of this stuff is coming out the light now. What's done in the dark always comes to the light. The scary part is with all this coming out, with all the, all that we're finding out now, and this readily available information. What does this hold for the future? If whatever organizations or entities or groups are allowing people to know this information and is bluntly doing these type of things, right? We know it now, right? We know that a lot of people that we see are under MK Ultra mind control, right? Even in our everyday life, people that we walk past every day, people that we, interact with every day, people that we love in our life are under these same MK Ultra mind control techniques as stars as this as that, right? Are we really free? You know, it's like either you get along to go along, or it's just like, what do we do about that? Do you stop whatever organization is doing that? I mean, do they just cease and desist doing that, or do you actually fight against, having these type of techniques done? You know what I mean? Is it too late to fight back against these techniques? Yeah, sure. It's been good for a lot of people. You know what I mean? A lot of people thrived and did well with these, techniques, these MK Ultra mind control techniques that they use, right? Whether knowingly or unknowingly, because some people don't know what's going on, and they just go with the flow, and they get ahead, and they wind up, yay, cool, right? But others, they don't. Why is that? Why is that? Why do some people be made to, you know what I mean? It's a game. It's a Ponzi scheme. They have certain people okay. If you're within an organization and you know how it works and everything, of course you have your people thrive within that organization or do well with whatever mind control technique or anything that's going on out there, right? Of course. But the whole thing is, once they know, or once the population knows, once society knows in general, right? It's like, who do you blame for that? Who do you blame for, when you look back in these record books, because there are record holders, right? When you look back into these record books, right, and you see that they plotted, planned, and coerced, what's that? Exploited, use exploitation techniques. Basically entrapping everybody within a city, within the city limit. You know what I mean? And it seems like it's not even done through space or time. It's something internally there, where you can go as far away as you want, but they can always bring your ass right back. This is why I believe they putting out Civil War movies. This is why I believe that they're putting out more Native American movies, killers of the flower moon and things like that, movies like that. It really lets you know who the true enemies are and heroes as well. Because these organizations, if you're a part of them, it can help you, right? But if you aren't, it can really hurt you. And it's fucked up because they can have people that you love hurt you in secrecy. For what? For money, for come up, for some type of status in that organ. And it's not right. These places should be abolished because, the controlling of anybody's destiny, the controlling of free will, the controlling of intellectual property, the controlling of style it's illegal on a spiritual level, on a mental level, and on a physical level. Everything that's done is done very illegally. It's all entrapment, and it's all, we're all entangled in it, basically. You know what I mean? You can't get around it. You can't cut through it. The only thing you could do is try to cope with the fact that this has been going on and find out what's the next course of action forward. Because, of course, a lot of us who have this stuff done to us and we start to find out about it, now you want to expel these things out of your body. You want to try to make sure there's no way they could do this. Some people just go to the point where they be like, fuck it, I ain't doing nothing. Because they know that it's something in you that you can't get out, right? So it's either you're going to do what you want to do with your life or you're not going to do nothing with your life. That's how a lot of people revolt. That's honestly how I went to go about the revolt, about revolting against the whole system in play. I'm going to do what I want to do with my life, or I'm not doing anything, period. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom fucking line, because, you know, you got your own destiny, and they try to shepherd your destiny. They try to lead you or guide you in a way, and it's not done in a manner that it should be done. This is why when you discover all this stuff, when you know, they try to cover it up or still try to keep it under wraps. You try to call them or anything like that, they want to act like you're crazy, or they act like they don't know what you're talking about. When you say certain names or certain phrases, they just ignore you. They start to ignore you. Then after a while, they'll start to play with your family life. Eventually, they'll try to throw you in jail, whatever the case may be. Because they want to silence people who know about this stuff. But it's enough people that know about this stuff to where they can't silence it. But if one person is shaking up enough shit, then yeah, they'll silence a person because it's easy to. They probably already set it up to the point where, you know, it'll be easy to eliminate somebody who's boisterous, or have somebody with a powerful voice never become powerful. You see what I mean? That's what they do a lot too. You have people that's born, very special people that's born, and they'll sit up there and make sure that person never reach a point to where they're, you know what I mean, a point to where they can have any influence or any impact, because they know if that person was to have influence and impact, it would disrupt the whole system of whatever they have going on. And that's why they put us under these MK Ultra mind controls, because you have the power to disrupt everything that's going on. And they don't want disruptions. They don't like disruptions at all. We are, you know, replicas, you know, copies of what we were once. And they're trying to abolish those copies and have us not be naturally who we are or supposed to be. They had to implement these tactics and techniques to make sure that they have a leash on you, a collar, some type of control. So yeah, there you go. That's the truth. It's kind of, I'm learning how to expound on what's in my mind without letting my mind get in the way of that. Okay? Because what I'm noticing with a lot of podcasts and things like that, when you're trying to speak out loud or trying to convey a certain message, sometimes your thoughts can block you just trying to get out or convey whatever it is on your mind that you're trying to convey. So with me in this podcast, I'm still learning how to get past that mental blockage. You know what I mean? That blockage of, all right, what am I going to say next? Where am I going with this conversation? Where am I going with this statement? Because they're all building blocks, and it's all factual. What I'm telling you, it's all truthful. You know, to some people it might not be factual, it might not be truthful, but it's all about perception. It's all about where you're at when you're receiving information, right? Because some people might be previewed to different information or deeper information about a subject that lets them know that what I'm talking about is true or in fact correct. But if, you know, in layman's terms, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? They have a lot of our people out here do weird and crazy shit because they want to either keep the status that they built up for themselves, or they want to hide the fact that they did something shameful in their past or something like that. So they let people abuse them in so many ways. They'll let people, you know, make mockeries out of them in public and everything because they want to have something on you. If they don't have nothing on you, then they really can't control you. You know what I mean? So they'll just keep fucking with your life until they have something on you to fuck with you about, to control you with. This is what they do. It's entrapment. You know, Sometimes they do it with money. Sometimes they'll do it with sex. Sometimes they'll do it with your desires. What do you like? What do you want? They'll give it to you. Then they'll take it away. Or they'll give it to you and make sure you have plenty of it to keep you pacified and docile. They do it to people in everyday life. They do it to stars. And some of the ones that you see going through life and they're hurting the most, those are the most powerful people. Those are the people that you're supposed to be lifting up out here. But instead, we shit on them and we shun them and we act like they ain't shit, or what they going through ain't nothing. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is because a lot of us already been through so much shit in our life. We already been through so much shit in our life. We really don't have time to entertain anybody else's woes or anybody else's problems because they're not our own. But what we fail to realize is, if we see a comrade or a fellow brother or a fellow man or woman going through something and we don't help them, that's like we doing it to them ourselves. Especially if you know what they're going through. Especially if you know a solution for that problem. If you can't give them a word of advice, anything, you know what I mean? If you can't pull them up, anything like that, you're complicit in what they're doing. And a lot of our stars, people out here who, you know, get their little 15 minutes of fame and all this and that, that's what's up. I applaud them. You know, sometimes a lot of us build our own 15 minutes of fame. Some of us are given that 15 minutes of fame, right? Some of us build it up on our own, right? Some work hard as shit for it. Some it just come easy, right? The whole thing is, I forgot where the fuck I was going. But yeah, you heard what I was saying. It's just a deep subject, and it's a deep topic that a lot of people need to be more aware of and need to be more outspoken about. Because you know, we have different people talking about different things, and yeah, it's cool to be in tune with the spiritual side of this and that and all that, but bottom line is, what's going on is something way deeper than us trying to get in tune with ourselves more. I'm be honest with you. What's going on is a lot deeper than you trying to get more in tune with yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. Okay? You trying to get in tune with yourself more spiritually, mentally, and physically is going to lead you to understand that they play games within you. You know what I mean? Most of us are spiritual. A lot of us are spiritual beings. But some of us who don't have that spiritual side, that heart of gold, that mental fortitude, that spiritual fortitude or physical fortitude, they have something else that gets them intact with that. And it's not natural. It's something that's man-made. That's the MK Ultra stuff, and they get it in you in many ways. Through drugs, through the food, through the things you like to do, they get it in you. And then you got to ask yourself, are you really getting in tune with yourself, or are you really getting in tune with that MK Ultra, who they want you to know? When they get that stuff in you, they're basically programming you. You know, are you really getting in tune with yourself? Or are you getting to know a version of you that they want you to know? Are you getting to know the script that they wrote for you? The internal script, right? That's what a lot of us don't realize. You know, you can get in tune with yourself all you want. You can get in tune with yourself, but you got to really step back and try to reflect. Is this really who I am, right? Because if you're under MK Ultra mind control, you won't know. The simplest of people, they won't know, right? Because they're having fun. They're entertained with this, that, you know what I mean? The devil give you everything, right? The ones who do know, they're more quirky or weird, like Kanye, like myself. The ones who do know, because we understand that we're being controlled. And then after a while, you just start to just shut the fuck up and go with the flow. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. All right. Well, let me go real quick. I'm being summoned. This has been God Concept. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.